We're live. Hello.
Hey guys,
Hi, everybody.
look at little Debbie is here.
Hello, and
You're
Deadhead.
right, Debbie. It feels like it's been 6 months.
Fingers crossed for your nephew. And let's just say hi to everybody. So Scarlett was here. I don't know if she's still here. Hi. And Greg, how are you doing? And Deadhead, we missed you. And Teresa's here. Hello,
Hey
Teresa. How's it
Teresa,
going? Anyway,
Dad,
my
G.
friend, my friend Dawn is here. I'm here. I
I'm
didn't think
here.
I didn't think I was going to be here, but I'm here.
I know. Better?
Oh, I'm bigger. It's like what?
That's usually your first thing you say in the morning. Maybe bigger.
I don't care today. So
She
shit.
doesn't care. Suzy needs hugs today, y'all.
Oh my. Well, so stressed out. My realtor was like, he's hounding me now because he wants me to say, yeah, offer them. And I want him to say, I might offer them. I mean, I don't want to be insulting, but I think it is insulting if you would offer somebody like 100. How much would you live in a house that is
Do
not
you have
like?
your volume down?
No, I'm talking low, but
Oh,
my volume is as high as it'll go.
okay.
Should is there a way to change it?
Okay, now I can hear you.
Now you can hear me, but it
Yeah.
was right in front of my mouth. I usually put you in a bowl, believe it or not, because
Uh-huh.
maybe is that reflecting the sound better? I'm gonna come closer.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna look like a giant, and you're gonna look small.
Now you're what?
Look. I'm bigger than you. Sometimes I'm lower.
Let me sit up.
Ugh, I didn't.
My back won't let me sit straight. Sorry, and Precious is on my leg.
So Deadhead, where were you? Oh, yeah, we found a house we really love, but no yard in the back, like literally 3 feet of a walkway. I mean, there's property. It's on a 45-degree angle up a wooded hill that has shale under it. So it would take almost like dynamite and a lot of trees removed to make it bigger. It's going to be too much money, I feel. Anyway, I think if that house had if it had the same amount, like if you look at it, the right side had about a driveway and like another driveway's worth of land before, and the other guy was up on the hill more. So
mm-hmm.
you don't see him. If it was the same way on the other side, I think it would be fine. But the fact that there's a fence and like literally 3 feet from that fence is another person
Uh-huh.
feels, and that person was a renter and had a lot of crap outside. Oh, you've been in the hospital. Sorry.
I know.
And
I was
it's just too
tired,
close to
Deadhead.
those people that are like questioning. I'm questioning what they're like. I mean, I understand if we live in a more rural setting, we'll have no neighbors maybe, or we'll have neighbors and maybe they are insane and they start setting off like M80s every time
Mm-hmm.
they have a party, which would be sucky.
Right.
But
Jade, I hope you're
it's
feeling better, honey.
yeah, I hope everybody look. We're all going through stuff. I hope we all feel better, really. But if anybody's having a rough time, I do hope you feel better. That's another reason why living in the sticks for me right now isn't probably the best because I need to go figure out what's wrong with me because I don't feel good. And I'm getting the bills from the first visit to the hospital. Anyway, I don't think I can drive. If I had to go for any kind of like,
Hey,
I don't know.
Robin.
You know how like they'll say come in and schedule a test. And they'll say, take the test. It's come in and talk about the test. And then, oh, what if you need treatment? It's like if every time that's an hour and a half, my car won't make it.
Wait, that's my mom, of course.
Okay. Well, hi, Teresa. So you've been in and out of the hospital. I'm so sorry. I'm just reading the chat. that I didn't really read carefully. And I hope little Debbie's nephew gets the job that they want. I'm talking low because oh,
Sorry.
if you all don't know, I didn't mean to highlight that. I don't know how to unhighlight.
Hit
Okay.
it again. Hit
All
it
right.
again.
So it's
Hey,
tax.
Ashley.
If tax time and hi Ashley, if taxes are not done and you don't file an extension and you don't owe anything, you're fine. I mean, you need to file the extension. If you don't owe anything, you're fine. But anyway, I called my accountant because I'm a horrible procrastinator. And anyway, they just said we're booked. You have to go. We have a drop-in center, and you could sit there all day and wait. And I'm like, so that's why I said to you, I don't think we can come. But I didn't have I couldn't find last year's taxes. So I said, look, I called back. I said, I understand you don't have an appointment for me, but maybe you can at least print out my taxes from last year so I could take them to me, to with me to whoever I go to. And she said, "You use us?" I go, "Yeah, I use you." And she goes, "Oh, I have 3 cancellations." Gave me an appointment. I think the first lady was just, "I don't want to be bothered with your life."
I wish I had somewhere to go to do my taxes.
Well, I was ready to go to a drop in H&R Block, like where the Spirit Halloween is on the Aussies.
Like in Walmart? Yeah, I know.
Well, I don't want to do. I hate the idea of the Walmart with like the curtain. They have the vaccination curtain. That's really just it's fabric, and they
Yes.
they only block you off in like 2 directions.
Right.
Oh, I don't want to be discussing cashing in of iris and having like these people listening. It's just
Yeah. Well, the last 3 years I had the accountant do mine, and then I fired him. Not really fired him. I just couldn't afford him anymore. So
that's more of a letting go because you didn't really want to. So
now I'm not. Hey, Donna. But
I got
now I don't even know where to turn. I need an accountant. I need a cheap accountant. But I'm going to try to do it myself. And if I screw it up, if I fudge it up, then it's on me. And I'm a horrible record keeper. My husband told me he would help me, and he didn't. So all I'm asking him is to keep the records. I'm not asking him to do anything else. At the end of the day, say, do you have receipts for me? Or something. Something to that effect.
well, I need to buy like how old fashioned people used to have a file cabinet.
Oh, yeah.
Like I need at least like even if it's a plastic bin, it has to be like purple so it stands out from all the
Right.
other plastic bins, and
And, you know,
everything that like is important to our lives needs to kind of go in that bin, I suppose, because I throw them in tote bags, and I used to throw them in the closet, and I went in there and all that stuff was removed, and I don't know. I couldn't find taxes from last year. I found taxes from like 3 years ago.
exactly, Teresa. I don't look good in orange, and I don't look good in horizontal stripes. So jail is not an option. And
Jail. I think I look okay in orange, but that doesn't mean I want to be in a county jump.
exactly. And, I love my computer. I love all the things it could do. However, I'm old school. I want to see my receipts. I want to see my paper. I want to see my calendar. I want to see it in where I can touch it.
I like a real calendar as well. And I mean, I'm starting to make notes on the computer, which are handy, except for the one day that I somehow deleted all of them.
Greg.
All right, just
That's what they say.
Well, I make a lot of notes now, but if someone crashes my computer, it's not like a good thing.
Can I get an AI to be your assistant? I don't know. I'm illiterate to some things. I'm literate and illiterate when it comes to computers. Like, I know enough to do what I have to do. Like, I love my IQ. Swipe, 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 swipe. Perfect for mileage. I get that. That is great. But some of the other stuff, y'all. And this morning, I think my husband's mad at me because I said, he goes, we got to finish the taxes. And I said, oh, and I'm supposed to do it myself? And he got pissed off at me. So that's
Yeah,
it.
the large bag under the chair, that works if you're not moving and you're only have one bag and you don't have, like, I try to separate out. I used to have, like, I mean, it's not pretty, but I have shelves, and on one shelf on the right side I used to say this is my tax area, or I had it in a different shelf. But you need to designate, or I think purple folders. Like, this is my, and then I would write on them information for, and I put the year. And that's handy to have. But if I can't even be minimally, like, I don't know what I'm doing organized.
I bought folders. Look, they're still in the pack.
Yeah,
And they're purple and blue.
yeah, that would be good.
They're still in the pack.
I have friends that they keep every single thing, including test results that they get from the doctor.
I do that. I do. I do.
And I have never. And I feel like such a failure in life, but I got to 62. So
You're not a failure.
I don't know. I was really feeling like it today. I was really, because when
I know
Tony
you
was
were
like,
upset.
what is today's date? And I said, it's the 11th. And he's like, we, he goes, why didn't you make an appointment sooner? And I'm thinking,
Well, why didn't you make
because
an appointment sooner?
he doesn't even probably know the name of the person we went to. But I mean, I get it, but like, it's just, I feel terrible. I was crying before and I was flop sweating. Did you ever flop sweat? Where you just feel every like pore just like, and I'm like, I mean, head was wet. I was like, oh, I'm wearing a summer, like a summer shirt. For me, this is a summer shirt. So,
It's kind of cool here, but
hey,
hey, mom.
hey, there's your mama.
Hey, mama.
Hi, Miss Sandra. How's it going?
Well,
Polybags marked for the categories. Yeah, I mean, there's other ways to do it. There's other ways to do it. It's just like you have to be careful about, like, or at least write down where you put stuff. Sometimes, like I say, I have a notes now that I look at.
right.
I could. Hey, there's Jennifer peeking at us.
Hey, Jennifer.
I think that that's what it means. I can see you, or I'm watching from afar. Hey, Donna.
Got the family here.
I'm so stressed out. I know. I don't know. I'm like when Jennifer said the thing about the yard. I was listening to a realtor's broadcast on my way home, and she keeps talking about things to do before you sell, things you shouldn't do before you sell. You will not recoup your money. She said, "Don't make your kitchen fancy if you have a cracked foundation. If you have no yard, your house is already like undesirable. So don't spend a lot of money on that house." She's like, "Try." She goes, what I would recommend is making all the peeling paint go away and like the furnace work, and make sure
Right.
house is functioning. And she goes, but the pretty stuff
Hey, Jessica.
is not as important, she said. And I get it, because
Mhm.
if your house is not that worth it, like, why you can't make, it's like putting lipstick on a pig. You can't really, you can distract a little bit, but like, I mean, it doesn't pay. We just made my deck look really pretty, but the fact is, if somebody's not gonna like it because I get puddles in my yard, it's not gonna, like, the people that don't have dogs will probably be okay with it. She said, if your fence is falling down, either take it down or fix the fence, but don't just leave like the pieces of wood laying catty corner to each other, catawampa,
Right.
because that's not gonna attract people. And she goes, and yeah, a little bit of sprucing up of the yard is okay, but I don't know.
Like
Some,
polishing a turd. You're right, Debbie.
Yeah, you can't polish a turd. And like, well, are you going to put a flagpole up in front of a condemned building? No. I mean, it's just not. Yeah,
Robin. She says she's been putting lipstick on a pig for a year.
I know.
I know the feeling.
Well, I'm
Oh,
trying to polish up my turd over here because yeah, because they keep talking about deferred maintenance. And I mean, I mean, if you have to just do patch up, there's some amount that you wouldn't mind paying for if someone says, look, we'll buy your house, but we want a credit for, maybe if I left the gutters the way they were, maybe they'd say I'd want like a 10 grand credit for the gutters that have fallen off. And I might say, okay.
Hmm.
But I'm not gonna let him in the house with like a wall that had a hole in it. You know what I
Right.
mean. Like I feel like
Right.
some little stuff could be done.
Right.
You know, I just am under the. I understand that it's going to be a long stretch for me to get what I got back, and if I get what I got back, I'm going to be grateful. And if I
Right.
get a little more, I'll be like really grateful.
Yeah.
But I don't want to spend another like 20 grand making this nice.
Yeah. Okay, Jessica. Hope his
I don't.
appointment goes well.
Hi, Jessica, and bye, Jessica. Then, or
I don't know. We have our appointment today with the people at the house. It's over the phone, so
I
we
know that
signed all the papers on the phone. I don't know.
they probably have a recorded line,
Yeah,
but
well, they sent us a stack of papers, and I read it, and I don't understand a whole lot of it. So hopefully they'll be able to explain more.
you see what Debbie just wrote about more and more. She just wants an apartment or a condo because she feels like she's getting lazy as I get older. And when I see her doing all that stuff in the yard, I think she has a lot of vim and vigor, and she's doing a lot. And but I mean that was kind of one of the things I kind of liked about this house was that there wasn't like 10 acres of property. That there was just a little bit to mow because we're
Ma,
old.
you have an appointment? Wait, I'm sorry. Ma, you got an appointment today?
So she's going to the doctor.
Wait, hold on, Ma.
We might have to. Are you gonna?
No, I think I had asked her friend to take her.
Yeah, I don't need 10 acres. I just don't want to be. I don't want my neighbor like leaning on me. If you know what I mean. I don't want to be like the one fence on like 2 feet from my house is their fence too.
Mama,
Because
you're right. You do have an appointment for your shoulder.
yeah, I want some yard.
Is Ercy gonna take you? I hope Ercy's taking you. If not, I'll get off quick soon. I mean, it's not to. I won't have to get off till 10:30 my time.
I want to say this. We let the dogs run around when the eclipse was happening, and they were having. It was so nice to see them. I don't have a huge yard, but I it's 50 feet wide, and there's a garage in it, so that takes up some of it. And I mean, it's probably like 50 feet deep, maybe. And they love running around in circles and jumping over each other. I don't need acres and acres, but they need to be able. I don't mind like also holding a leash if it's really muddy and keeping them close to the house. But when it's nice and dry, I like letting them run around. Percy. So what do you mean by you could hardly leave, Debbie? I could leave now. I can hardly leave.
Maybe with the upkeep with the animals and stuff that she can't leave.
Do you? I mean, a lot of people up in Pennsylvania have ducks in their like area where they have chickens. I don't know what they're really doing with the ducks unless they eat them or they
Thank you,
use the
Jennifer.
mom who's driving. Miss Sandra at Sandra Torres. Maybe she'll notice.
I know.
I don't know. It's
They're
just so hard. It's so hard.
duck eggs. Duck eggs.
Well,
I'm gonna call her real quick.
I heard that duck eggs are very. I don't know if it's true, but somebody was saying that they're very digestible and they have like a lot of protein. I mean, I heard it for like feeding animals. I feed dogs human based food a lot of like at least half of their diet. So someone was saying that I think duck eggs were good. But like, I can't I don't know, I'm not just gonna raise animals or I'm not gonna buy expensive eggs either. I mean, oh those nice orange yolks. Yeah, that looks so pretty. When I watch the people from Europe making like cooking videos and they take out an egg, it's like completely that like dark orange and it looks so different from here. Uh,
Ursula is bringing her.
so Debbie's saying it's not the animals, it's her family that
Uh,
she's kind of maintaining. I get it. Well,
Neither of them help.
I can't really talk honestly, but I just know that we were driving around yesterday in the state park or the mountainous areas to just get to the highway, and my nav kept shutting down, and then he's saying to me, where should I go? Where should I go? And I said, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Like, yeah, take a chance. Like, we're heading south and we're heading east.
Hey,
It's
Joyce.
like if but I think like if you're going to be driving around an area like that, you need to be like analog. You need to be old school and have a map
Right.
or print out your directions to where you're going. And so just in case, chicken feed attracts rodents and rodents attract snakes. So no chickens. Okay, I for a while was feeding birds in my yard, and we took the bird. We I got like what I thought was a very secure container for the bird seed, and it attracted mice into my porch, and
Ah,
that was not that was really unpleasant. It was a very unpleasant situation. And then I decided to just put it outside and take my chances. And then I saw that they bit through the lid. They chewed it up.
wow.
And I said, just no, no more.
Yeah.
No
They
more.
had when that little store I go to all the time. They had some rodent-free chicken feeders. They were made funny, and it was I don't know if you whatever you hook them on, but I know the people on the next street they were in there. He bought everyone he could find,
Oh.
and I had to look it up because nobody knew what these little contraptions were, and it was rodent-free chicken feeders. John wants to buy
Okay,
chickens. I'm
Jennifer,
like, oh, hell no.
who do you imagine with the chickens in the garden? You mean Robin or which person?
I think she was talking to
Robin.
Rob.
I mean, there are a lot of people who when they do have like let's say 10 acres, they keep it far enough away from the house so that they have like they go, oh well, we have my cousin has a farm out here, and he says we have like barn cats, and I go, what's that? He said people cats just show up, and he goes, I don't even own a cat, but now I have 5 cats living in my property, and I'm like, really? And he said, oh yeah, because I'm not saying they don't own those cats. Their daughters brought in cats like when they would come home from college, and then they go back off to college, and they wouldn't take the cats, so they got like a couple cats by default. But um they like dogs. But anyway, I mean they have a small 8 acre
Right.
farm, but it's stable. They like
Yeah.
horses. I never when I lived in the Bronx, I thought, what a fantasy life. I mean, yeah, fantasy. Waking up before it gets light out to go water and feed the horses. And at night when you're home from your job, muck and stable. It's like, no, it's not. It's not fun. And then at 9 o'clock, you have to go back out and make sure everybody drank the water you gave them and is like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
not injured and wearing a blanket if they need to wear a blanket. It's hard work.
Right.
Hard work. And a lot of
You're
like
right.
I was watching there's a lady who keeps making videos about like all the animals she has. She goes, are you prepared if you get it? Everybody wants donkeys lately. She goes, they're very hard to take care of. You need to have a mobile vet that'll come, a farrier who deals with the hoofs. She says it's a 40-year commitment if you don't train them right, and every time you yell at them they don't trust you, and it makes it worse. Like if you're saying come and then you're like come, you got that, they're not going to come. It's just like you have to
I wouldn't come either.
yeah, she's like, you have to really like, you have to walk them with harnesses and not, just like give them a little hit with your hip, to make them go. And you teach
Right.
them like the command, like to go and stop. But she just said, and then they need a friend. So, if you're getting one, you have to have two. And she says, why do you want this? If you want it, because you think it's like a big dog, get a big dog. It's a lot better. And when I heard that, I'm like, I guess she's right. 40 years. They can live 40 years. she's got some chihuahuas.
Oh, if you live closer to my sister, she would love some chihuahuas.
Yeah, we can see pictures and we can ship some off. Right?
Donna Jennifer has chihuahuas. Chihuahuas. My sister liked those little 2-pound chihuahuas. She used to have like a little 2-pound apple head chihuahua.
Oh, so Robin has cats.
Yes, I would. I know you would.
You want to get rid of all the dogs? I I I do feel like maybe if they're pint sized and you can lift them up or carry them and put them in a tote bag if you need to go into a store in the hot summer. Like maybe having yeah, one is very manageable. Two, the two big dogs, it's not that easy. Like I feel even if I have the energy to take one out for a walk, I'd have to do it double because I'd have to take one at a time. And then the other one goes insane. I feel so bad. They get like mentally disturbed by,
Uh-huh.
oh, you only take one dog out. They're like, why not me? And I feel terrible. Ugh. So if I take two of them, they could like, those videos of the people that get pulled down the street? That would be me.
Uh-huh.
I could, they're big. They're big
You
and
know, I don't know if I told everybody, but we rehomed the dragon, the bearded dragon.
okay.
And the little girl who has him loves him.
That's
She
good.
walks around with him attached to her shoulder all day when
No.
she's home. And when she works, it's the lady who owns the booth, it's her granddaughter.
Aw.
And so when she works for her grandma, I forgot what she named him. She renamed him, but he's there all the time. So this kid loves him. So that's good because Marie didn't spend much time with it, with work and everything. And I sure didn't like him. So
How did you know it was a male?
who?
Because you kept calling him he. How do you know it's a he and not a she?
They told her at the store.
Oh, okay. Just wondering. I know like with a dog it's a little more obvious. But I had a turtle and for a while I thought it was a boy. And then the male turtles basking turtles get like very long front fingernails and this one didn't. So then I knew it was a girl. But it takes about a year for it all to.
Oh, okay.
Hey Sola,
Hey, Dory. How are you? Congratulations on the new job.
Oh. Congratulations and hello back.
Did you survive the weather, Dory?
Oh, how you were telling me the weather was really bad yesterday.
Yeah. My neighbor, girl, we had the news down our Donna, we had the news down our street. The guy on the corner, he had just 6 to 8 weeks ago, he got water in his house. Just finished renovating it, and he got water yesterday. It was sad. So they were at the end of our street, about 4 houses down. I was like, well, that's good. We didn't get any damage. We just flooded. Our life was miserable. That's all for a day. Could have been worse.
The garbage truck is rolling by, and I was
hello, Bella.
They're not supposed to come till tomorrow.
Bella? Hello. You want to come tell everybody hello?
Yeah,
Come on.
My husband's an architect, and he said that, like, he'll talk about dwellings that are close to water, and he says there's new rules that they have to be built up on stilts, like, and it is terrible. But like you had to like raise houses and garages. Yeah.
It was Darren's house down on the corner. Yes, we do.
You want to give away something? Oh, does she want to give away a dog?
Oh, you want to give away a dog on the giveaway?
No, I don't. I was making it.
That's awesome, Dory.
All right. Well, I'll have fun on your vacation. I hope you get to do something good. And by doing something good, it could just be taking a walk. I don't care.
I know, right? But she got back to work today. She was on vacation.
Oh.
And the 16th is her last day. So that's awesome. It's through StreamYard. Like, you want the wheel, Robin, or you want the hashtag. The hashtag is on StreamYard. It's like streamyard.com/giveaway. And then the other one is wheelofprizes.com. And then you'll have to share your screen when you pull it up. So like when if it's like say Teresa and I,
Congratulations, Debbie. Do some lives.
so that's awesome, Debbie.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
I stabilized.
I'm not even to 500 yet.
Well, once I stopped doing any kind of auctions, my the people following me just stopped, and I also stopped going to auctions. So maybe they'll unsubscribe to me. I don't know. I mean, I try to go to your auctions as much as I can,
Wait, let me put this in here for her.
but I can't buy anything. I mean,
This is the wheel of names. Enough. Stop. Stop. Please. I don't have any
turtle
food here.
shorts? That's interesting. Oh, if I had known, I could have put my turtle to work for me.
And then
Or passed away.
stop. Yeah. So that's the wheel of names. You put everybody's names on it, or stop.
She is. Jean Teresa.
I know, right? Well, we're just trying to get rid of some stuff so I don't have to pack it up. I know. Is that a bad thing, Jennifer?
I don't know what to say.
Okay.
I think if you sometimes if you try different time slots, you'll reach different people in different crowds. So sometimes I feel like it's nice. Like, some people work during the day and they're available at like 6 and 7.
Right.
So that might be a time to try. And, maybe Sunday might be a time to try. But like it can't if you have a regular.
Really?
I mean, I used to be told on this auction thing before everybody and their friends started auctioning that having the like 1 or 2 days and always at the same time was very helpful for people scheduling you.
Now she's hiding.
She says it's not bad, but you need to show fresh stuff. Okay, that's true.
I know. Well, I had fresh stuff,
but I mean I do occasionally tune in and I see new stuff, but then occasionally, like there's some weird thing, like where I'm flipping around and I see sometimes like the same thing 3 times, and the last 3 times, and I guess
there went my camera.
Wow! Not only the camera,
crap,
the whole everything went away.
Is Mia?
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of people. My demographic is usually old men. When they were doing my whatever it was, on Instagram I was showing
Am I back?
every day. Yes, you're back. Where are you?
I'm gonna have to bring her out to pee. No, I changed my office. I have a table so I could do my crafts, but right now it's full of auction stuff. So I moved that stuff there. Well, Johnny is now New England. Stop it. New England reseller Cajun Drew. Jennifer, you got Johnny's new channel thingy-majiggy? He lost that channel, Dory, again. Bless his heart. So it's new. It's New England Cajun Roots something. Let me go bring her to pee real quick, please. Yeah.
All right, dude.
All right, I'm gonna go bring her out real fast.
All right. So I went to look at a house in Pennsylvania yesterday, and it was a very long drive, and it was in a beautiful part of the world. The house is lovely, but like I said, not having the yard and being so close to the neighbors that are renting, and the next house over looked like, what are they doing? They were like strip mining their property. I started to get like we were ready to put an offer in, and then I started to get like panic, like feeling like a panic attack. I got like severe anxiety, and I mean, I know I'm gonna feel anxious about anything, but what Jennifer says makes sense. Like, I don't need acres and acres and acres, but having at least a similar yard to what I have now is going to be what I need. Or at least having like a dog run of some sort, but not like a 10 by 10 square. It's not enough for having two really large dogs. If I'm not like, they're not trained that I could just like walk them in a park and they'll follow me around. They'll run after like a rabbit and I'll never see them again. Like cutting the grass. I mean, yeah, I don't, I don't either. We don't. Yeah. Tony wanted to have some like pygmy goats. I mean, maybe like two, like not a lot, but it's a lot of work no matter what. They need to be milked twice a day. And when you said 1 acre, 1 acre, I mean, like anything from between like 2/3 of an acre to a couple acres is good. And like I said, I don't mind if my neighbors are, I don't know, as long as they're not setting off M80s at parties and doing really loud ATVing against my fence or trespassing on my land. I think I'd be okay with it. But you just don't know what you're gonna get, and that's the problem. Right, right, Jennifer. You have to get them like, yeah. I don't know if you can hire a male goat to come and make them pregnant. Right, and then I guess I don't know. I don't. I honestly, I'm okay with not having them. I like my dogs, and my dogs are bad enough. Like, just I have a friend here who helps me when we are going to be gone for like 9 hours in a row. He'll come and let him out and feed him. Oh, look at how dark her glasses got.
You'd think as bad as she was barking, she would have like peed immediately.
Oh, Teresa. When I lived in the Bronx, and I would, I would actually hear my neighbor sneeze. I would yell, "God bless you," through the wall, and it was terrible. And then I thought, if she can hear, if I can hear her sneeze, what is she hearing me doing in this on this side? I'm like, wow, it's embarrassing. People give you like looks, and you're like, sorry. And I started putting on the TV all night long because I could hear the elevator doors open and shut. And I, I needed like that kind of brown noise. For me, a TV or like an air conditioner fan was like brown noise.
Jennifer said, "Watch that channel."
And weed. What is it? We demand. We eat a man. I have to look. And what is that? Can you click on it? I can't click. Oh yeah, I can click on here.
Thomas is
Wow,
sleeping. Can't you tell?
she has a lot of that.
They have a farm in a house
Development in
development.
Arizona. So they're like urban homesteading. It's not really urban, but it's a housing development. It's more urban than. I mean, a lot of towns have rules. Like they'll have rules.
Go.
I agree with the rules. Like you can't ever have a rooster, or you can have like for every quarter acre you could or half acre you could have like one chicken. Like they have rules so that people aren't making a chicken farm in a a 1 acre property. I get it. And a lot of them say like no livestock. But if you're zoned agricultural, they can't tell you what to do. I mean, a lot of people have horses and stuff. Yeah, when you said the fruit trees, when occasionally like a property will come up and it'll have like a bit of
Oh,
like
your
part of
dogs
the
are barking at my dogs.
business.
I'm sorry, Robin.
But I mean, I see that my back's been hurting me so bad. Like I was picking up their excrement, I'll say, the byproducts of the food, and every time I look over, I mean, I know like they sell tongue kind of things, but like it was really bugging me. Like I was like pain in that
Bella,
one.
sit down. Get over here and sit.
And then Tony's like, we're old. It's like we can't just plant an apple tree and expect to see any fruits of our labor, if you know what I mean, because it takes like 10 years. We're going to be really old by the time anything starts to grow. We're going to need something already started.
Oh, cool.
Oh, you hate the pear tree? My friend had a pear tree and she said the pears look kind of ugly, but we picked them anyway. And I swear on that one tree, I had the best tasting pear I ever had and the worst tasting pear. And I guess it depended on like what side of the tree it was on, because it was really weird.
My mom's got an orange tree in the backyard. It was for my dad. They were all right. I helped her pick them last year. I don't think she picked them this year.
Really? Hey, look who's here.
Hey, Amy.
Hi, Amy. Haven't seen you around.
Long time no see. So your dog is named Bella too?
I have Roxy. No one has a Norton. I know that.
I sent you some videos this morning on Instagram.
I love some of those videos, but occasionally, like I have to play them with the sound off, and that's no fun. I mean, I was watching in the car because Tony was playing music, so I was watching like when you had the auction on, I could put it in my ear or I could see the chat, but I couldn't do both. And then I was watching this lady talk about she was doing a like a selling your house seminar, and that's where she said the thing about if the house has no yard, it's people aren't going to want it. And then when she said that, I go, and she goes, I've sold like she's sold so many thousands of houses. She knows things about it. I mean, I guess she's right. I mean, my realtor always says there's always someone that's going to want your house, but it might be for a lot less than you planned on selling it for. And I go, I guess you're right. Because somebody might buy it so that they can rent it out to people. That's possible too. And they don't care if the yard's wet.
Mm-hmm.
It's not wet all the time. It's only wet. It's only wet when there's storms.
You said the yard goes up in the back.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. They have a retaining. The house we looked at had a retaining. It had like a few feet from the house, and it was like boarded, like wood board, like they made a boardwalk. Then they had a kind of brick and cement retaining wall that was, maybe like boob height, and then it's an official measurement, boob height, and then they had like maybe 3 house lengths, but it was like a 45-degree angle up the hill. So to clear it, if that's what you mean, if you're talking about my house, my yard is low. And
oh, Robin.
That's funny. It is funny. You named the dog Ella. I'm sure that there's somebody who has a Suzy. I'm not going to be offended. What happened to Lisa, who had the ginger rose dog? And she
Lisa. Yeah, I hadn't seen Jersey Lisa in a while.
I know, Jennifer. It's true. Is Ella gonna, if Ella lives in Florida and you live in another state, she's never gonna hear
Right.
it. If
Did you just call that dog Ella?
I mean, when my friends named their cat Shithead, and they would stand out at night and try to get the cat, Shithead, come home, Shithead. I mean, I'm sure the neighbors weren't thrilled with hearing you scream Shithead. Sorry for cursing, but but she said
Okay.
when they went to the vet and they had to say, well, what's your animal's name? And she goes, I guess it's like Smith, Shithead Jones. I'd like the receptionists are laughing.
Precious, you look mean with no hair on your face, honey.
What kind of dog does she look like to you? Just a mean dog? Is there a generic mean dog?
Look at the.
I said she looks kind of like she looks grown in now. I see like the Uta beard. She looks a lot more grown in.
No, Robin.
Really? No, that's not helpful. I mean,
I might like to call him that.
it's bad enough to have like a normal name and have people make fun of you, but that name.
I bought John a keychain from Teresa. It says, "You're an asshole, but I love you."
Oh.
Is that wrong? Curse for life. You right.
Is he very sensitive, or is he like okay with it? Hearing things like that. Remember, I once said something like, I don't know. I said something that I thought was really tame, and he goes, "Miss Suzy, I never heard you curse," and I'm like, that wasn't even cursing.
Who said that?
I think I called somebody a B word,
Oh.
a female dog. It's not like such a bad word, in my opinion. That's tame, from what comes out of my mouth. That's horrible. Name your kid that. Horrible. I mean, yeah, you hear like people naming your kid. Lisa's
Hey, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. I messed up at the hospital. Wow.
Jennifer said, "You sure it wasn't a mental hospital?" Oh my God.
Oh, I thought I messed up at the hospital. See, I'm not even saying stuff. I stared at the sun too long with protection, but how do I know it was really protecting me?
So I got a question for Jennifer since she mentioned it. So Teresa and I are having more. I know I can't spit it out. Are doing more auctions. So you feel like we're showing the same thing too much? Because I brought in some new stuff. I just want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. Or does anybody, not just Jennifer, anybody?
Okay.
Hey, Cheryl.
Hi, Cheryl. How's it going? I'm going to say this. If I see an auction and I happen to tune in at the point where someone is showing something, I understand that they want to get rid of it. I think if it's holiday related, you get a pass on it. But if it's like just a generic thing, I think if nobody buys it, it should like maybe put it away for 4 weeks. And I know you don't always have the liberty because you want to clear out. Unless you're doing one of these, I'm doing today $1 or $1, $2 clearance, and that's this is going up for my clearance, and people know that, then maybe they'll say, okay, maybe I'll take it now. But just to hang out at an auction and chat, if you don't see something like you might really, really want, like I go for some of the little pretty things.
Okay.
Oh, like that little.
Well, I know yesterday I showed mostly new stuff.
I liked that little bracelet at the end. I think it was with the little flexible fish. And if I was,
made it. It was a lot. It was a lot. I had. I had a whole lot.
You mean, at the end with that bracelet with the cloisonne and the fish that moved was in a lot? I probably would have bought that lot. I would have. For sure. And because I would have said, oh yeah, I'll take that. But This I keep like moving things and finding
Well,
more.
we're having the spring fling at the booth this weekend. So I'm going to bring a lot of stuff there for
Okay,
$1.
you
I think I'm
mentioned.
just going to put,
I always used to have a jewelry tour at my.
right. I don't know. I'm so overwhelmed with everything. I guess until
What do you?
after the house is done, I won't be settled or whatever.
I
Yeah.
was thinking of you, Cheryl, yesterday because I drove by the Poconos. So I wrote to you and I said, I think I'm driving by where Cheryl is. Of course, I was on the highway, but when it said "Welcome to the Poconos," I was like,
Oh,
"Thank
okay.
you."
Cool. Nice.
Yeah, you need to get rid of. If you need to get rid of it, I understand. And what I've seen some other people do, and this might be good. I mean, if you're really looking to get rid of stuff, and it's like you want to do dirt cheap, you get a box that is going to ship ground priority, like that size, and you understand. Listen to me, and you just start putting stuff in it. You go 10 of these, 10 of these, 5 of these, 3 of these, and you fill that box up, and you go, let's start it at $40 or $50 or $60 or whatever, but it's all jam packed with stuff, and see what happens.
Yeah.
And
Shoot,
then
I can't get $10 for a box. You
but
want me to put it for
you're putting so much of your stuff in it, like it's filling up a whole
right?
box. Like
Okay.
so, it's like a lot of stuff. And then, I'm just saying, and if
Yeah.
it could ship ground priority because of the size of the
Yeah.
box, that would be appealing to
Okay.
people, maybe.
Gotcha.
And the
All
same
right.
thing like with the bags that are can ship for 8 or 9, not the $9 bags, like the padded priorities. Maybe you could do the same thing with like
Okay.
just jewelry going in that and saying, look, I'm putting this in it, I'm putting this in it, and just shove handfuls of stuff you really want rid of and say this is going to be shipped out. I mean, like maybe leave room for one more layer of bubble wrap, but like,
Mm-hmm.
and then there you go.
Gotcha. No, I understand.
Bob's your uncle.
I
Try it.
appreciate the feedback. I mean, I appreciate it.
Oh, Cheryl, I went up to the middle of the state. We were driving, like basically out to we drove from 78, we drove through the Poconos to hit Route 80, and then we drove up to like 15 north, and we went to like the top of the state, pretty much, like the top middle of Pennsylvania. So we were kind of close to New York. We were not too far from
Mm-hmm.
Ithaca and Corning, but we were on the Pennsylvania and like down like about a half. Yeah, it does depend on who's the chat. It does depend. I guess it's true, but if you're selling stuff that could be resold, maybe that could be the
I
thing.
don't know,
Like,
Jennifer. It depends. I think I don't know, Teresa. Chime in. Um, I have that meeting with the house people at 1, so it would have to be after that if we did.
look at what Lisa wrote. I agree. She says she shows it once on her channel, once at a guest auction, and if it doesn't go, she'll do $1 out.
Okay. Gotcha. Appreciate that. Thank you.
I hear that. I mean, sometimes, like, if I've had showed, like, let's say frog stuff, and like, one of your friends who comes in is a frog person, and you go, look, I just got to show you the frog stuff I got. And then I understand. I totally understand you're showing that frog lover some frog stuff.
Mm-hmm. Cheryl said if you were up there, you probably passed on the highway.
Maybe. I wish I had known. I would have waved. But anyway, it's there's like different strategies. I mean, like, quite frankly, whoever said the thing about like, maybe you don't want to buy 50, 40 $30 worth of stuff. But you never know. If you really think about, some people who do reselling have, like, if I was going to resell and live where I was looking yesterday, I would have to go. There's only like two Goodwills and maybe a third. I would have to drive really far to hit
Hmm.
stores. It would be really hard to source. I don't know. That's all I'm saying. Maybe I would buy
Yeah.
from somebody online. And it does depend
Right.
on who's in
Yeah,
that.
that's a big thing. Definitely, Jennifer. Definitely.
But you know, I have seen people do what I did tell you that they were doing. Like put like I knew they were putting jewelry findings in a big, like, they were making a big bundle of that stuff. And she started it at like $20. She had like beads and earring wax and earring this, and I mean all the stuff that I know. I paid like $20 for one thing in that box. And I'm like, oh wow, this is so cheap. And nobody took it. And I could see the disappointment in the seller's face.
Hmm.
And I'm like thinking, it's so tempting, but I just don't need it.
Right. I
Yeah,
get
my
it.
house right
Everybody's
now
trying
looks,
to survive.
yeah, it's true. My medical bills are coming in, and when you see things that are, I mean, like a couple $100 was the first one, was like, you owe 600 for this doctor, and then you owe 75 for the lab test. But then all of a sudden they sent me one whole bill, and it's over it right now. It's over 3 grand. And but they billed
Right.
my insurance company $16,000.
Right.
And they said that the hospital's not on the plan. And I'm like, well, how much am I going to be on the hook for? So, I mean,
Yeah.
more than I want to spend. If I was just going to spend arbitrarily like $3,000 to $4,000, I'd be buying something way more fun than a doctor visit.
Really. Yeah.
Really?
And Joe told us she was buying because they were so cheap. She was buying to resell and to make lots. So she was buying for her eBay and that. And look, I was grateful she was able to use some of the stuff. You know.
But that's a good point. Like, if do you have her on Messenger that you could say, maybe you could do it privately. You could say, I'm putting together a box of things that will average out to 50 cent a thing, and would you be
Mhm.
interested? And see if she would say yeah.
Well, I think I made them. I forgot to do my occupational license, and they're saying I owe them $171 now because it's late. And now it's 2 more weeks because it's just too much going on right now. I don't know.
Well, if it's costing you that because you didn't do that, and I love to procrastinate, so I'm no one to give any advice, but try to deal with the thing that's costing you a lot of money up front. Instead of doing an option where you'll make like $50, if it's going to cost you an extra $100 for
I know.
of time, do
I
that.
know. I know.
Because I always think, like, people, you get caught up. When I started having a credit card, the interest was, I mean, it was like between 10 and 20%. I mean, it was, they would offer you like 0% for a while, and then it would go up to like, I don't know, 16%. Then my last card, they said, oh, we're giving you this special deal. It's only 26% interest. That's like the mafia. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, that's not, if you're
Yeah.
buying a bargain and you're paying, like 30% interest on it, that's highway robbery.
Yeah.
It's like the thing you buy. Sometimes they would like say, well, that $5 shirt really cost you like $30 when you finish paying. It's like, well, I wouldn't have bought it for $30.
Right. I let mine go too, Robin. When I was out on disability, so I didn't do it for 3 years. So I'm not. I mean, I can't work as a nurse anymore anyway. I'd fall on my face probably. And then when I have a brain fart, it's like, okay, now what?
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah. But such is life.
It is. I applied for. I mean, it's like a lot. It's something nobody's really busy about. Like I applied for Social Security and they didn't finish my paperwork. What am I supposed to live on? Do they do they go by when you apply for it, or do they go by when they finish the paperwork? Because I think they're already running late on me.
I don't know, Jennifer. I don't know how Robin feels, but it's like I can't even explain it. When you don't do it after doing it for so many years, it's like it's disheartening.
Uh, do they only when they have like virtual visits, and they do have it now for a lot of places, like where you could speak to a nurse on through like a call like we're doing now. Do you need to be a nurse practitioner or can you be an RN?
I think you can be an RN to do
Because
that.
if you could just sit there and talk to somebody about like and say to them, you need to go to an orthopedic doctor right away, or you go to the ER right. I mean, if you're just giving them the advice to like where to go, you could do
Hmm.
that. I
Yeah,
mean, and then you don't have to walk around. It's a lot easier.
right.
I
Yeah.
mean, I
Well,
when I
now
did,
I think if I renew my license, I'd have to do classes or something because it's been. I think I did it the first year, so since 2020. So I might be right on the edge of. You have to work at least somewhere a few hours to maintain that you worked without having to go back to school or something.
I know if I wanted to get my real estate license again, I'd have to go do it all over. And I mean, like I took the classes in before some of you were born. I mean, like it was like in 1980 something. So I don't remember anything from then. I mean, I barely know what they call certain houses anymore.
Um,
Uh,
Jennifer, you a
so
mess.
who are you talking to now? Is she still talking to Robin?
Robin,
Robin. Getting if I waited till I got organized, I would sadly be buried.
wait. Look, she's telling Robin excuses. So when are you coming on the auction, Jennifer?
She said, "Oh, I just got a storage unit and put my stuff in storage." That's what she said.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Excuses, Jennifer.
Hey, Wendy. Wendy's
Hey,
here.
Wendy.
Hi,
Wendy, I
Wendy.
still have your stuff, honey. I don't even think I sent you an invoice yet. It's coming. I'll do it one day.
See, I'm sitting at my area and I'm like, "Oh, look, I found a cabochon that fell off a piece of jewelry that I probably sent to you." So what do I do? I
Oh
mean,
my god.
I probably should I send it to you? Should I throw it away? I don't know. And see, that's why I end up with so much stuff because I'm like, well, what do I do with this thing? And I knew I
Right.
had two of these here yesterday, and now there's only one. So where did the other one go? Oh,
Sure
now
you
this.
can, Jennifer. Hey, Penny.
Hi, Penny.
Wendy, I hope you're feeling better, honey. Oh, Penny, let me make you blue, honey. Oh, I
You
can't.
know,
It's
it's me.
Suzy's channel.
Did you see how long it took me to bend to get that? I feel so sad.
Oh,
Let me
sorry.
do it. All right. You are moderated. You have been wrenched. All right.
You're blue. You're blue.
You bet your workspace. I'm so relieved I got an appointment with that accountant. You don't know what it felt like when she
Oh,
finally
you.
said I could go tomorrow for the accountant appointment
Oh,
because
that's good.
the first person
Send him
just,
prayers, Wendy.
oh yeah, uh, definitely. We'll all pray for you. Oh, she's getting a CT. Oh,
She's
she
getting a
is.
CT. Her leg.
Well, I got bad news one day about someone who I knew because it was like extended family of my ex.
Mm-hmm.
And then then they actually are much more optimistic now. He had surgery, and they said it went well, but he was diagnosed with something terrible, and it was very sad. But they're much more optimistic today.
Right.
Good. Yeah, I've sold stuff from my bed. Sadly, I was in there,
I
and I'm
would
like,
say, don't you sit in your room sometimes?
I have. I mean, I have. I mean, it's not like this is where I would sit if I was doing an auction normally, but I have just like gone through like a jewelry box in my bedroom and said,
Yeah.
"Does anybody want this? Does anybody want that?"
I need some peeps on my Dawn's deals with Jan again. So if anybody wants to join us, let me know. I can use one for this Friday. I only have one person on.
I just found out this hunka stone
What
bracelet.
is that?
A
That's
stone
pretty.
bracelet.
Oh, nice.
They could be like Betty Rubble or Wilma Flintstone for Halloween. Didn't they wear rocks on their? You
Oh, I
have
do have
two.
two Friday. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Keep me straight, Teresa.
What do you have two
Teresa,
on
keep
Friday?
me straight.
I'm gonna send this to you.
I didn't write it down. Mark. Oh, got it. I forgot to write it down. Thank you, Teresa.
What time is that?
That's my 3 o'clock Eastern Friday show.
Okay.
Oh, I am full the rest of the week. No, except yeah. So I'm looking for
I'm
May.
sorry. All right. So you got a message. Oh, Wendy got a message from Penny. So Wendy, if you're still reading the chat, read what Penny wrote. And then tend the sheep where you are, Joel.
And the sheep is Penny.
All right. So I'm just saying it out
But
loud. So
Robin, I don't know what I would do if she didn't keep me straight.
and you keep me straight, sort of.
And well, we keep each
I'll,
other. I mean, it's just like I'll call Suzy and like, did you see where, or did I tell you, or
and I'll say to you, please remember blah blah. And you're like, you want me to remember something? I'm like, yeah.
I know, right? Oh my God, it's crazy.
And for some reason, when I now make my own yogurt, I very detail oriented. I like write down when I start it, when it needs to finish. I'm like, I don't know why I could do that. So I could become a yogurt manufacturer, probably. The last
I
batch
think
came out.
after I leave here, I'm going to my shop in Laplace, not the booth, the shop, and invoice and pack orders, and then I'll pull stuff from there for the spring fling at the booth on Saturday.
I don't know if you could do this, Jennifer, and this is just a hint, but my brother was anticipating lots of surgeries on one of his legs, and his doctor said, I know that this might be a stretch for you, but please go to physical therapy ahead of time so that you might be able to like exercise some of the muscles that are going to be extra like used. And my brother said it was pretty helpful for him to do that, to go to physical therapy about a month before he had his surgeries. So just suggesting if you could.
Yeah, I know Garrett said that
it, ignore me.
His knee replacements were the best thing he ever did. Now his little brother said that was the worst thing he ever did. So
I know someone had their hip replaced and it was the best thing he ever did. And I know I've heard about people who had the knees and, and went from like being a housefrau to like taking cruises and going out with their friends all the time and being very happy. And my neighbor around the corner has recovered, but she said for her the knee surgery was like a tough recovery. But now she's over it and she's happy. But it takes some for some people it takes a lot more, it takes time.
Hmm. Well, Garrett
Yeah.
said when he had the surgery, it was a relief because his knees hurt that bad before. And then that made me feel bad that he was going to work like that every day.
Aw.
And when he walked, he would wobble walk because the knees were so bad. So he did one, and then the doctor made him wait a year because he is a big man, and he wanted that knee to be the good knee when he did the other knee. And this doctor was remarkable. I mean, unbelievable. I think the only time he took a pain pill was when he went to physical therapy after where they really started bending that knee. But this guy sent him home with the thing that bends your knee back and forth. Twice a day we had to do that and increase it each time. And it was a miracle, I tell you.
Would you say that they put anesthetic in his knee when they did the surgery, so when he would come out of surgery he would be a
Yeah,
little
they put
numb?
this. Yeah, well, they put this thing. It lasted a week.
Well, some people around here don't get that, and
Yeah,
I think that might be a better solution than like just telling you to take a Tylenol. I mean,
yeah. Now his little
I'm
brother had to
sure.
go back, and they had to physically bend the knee. They had to put him back under so they can bend the knee, and he's in so much pain. But I truly believe the doctor had a lot to do with it
So
because
try to find the doctor that does the most of them. Ah, that's sad. I mean, I yeah, I wish there. I don't know what's wrong with me. I mean, Tony says I don't do a stretching enough, but I used to be able to bend down and pick up stuff off the floor, and I would only feel it like if I washed two dogs in the tub. Now I tried to pick up the earrings that fell, and I'm sitting, and I can't do it. Something is very wrong with the lower right side of my back. Like that is just not even giving me any relief. And when I tweak it, it's like electrical swords that are electrified are like
hmm
giving me. It's so horrible. And I'm feeling really old lately. I'm not happy about it. It's interfering with what I mentally want to do, and I mentally don't often want to do stuff. So
hmm
when I have the mood to do it, I want to do it.
right.
So
Well, we're
hi,
keeping you in our prayers, Wendy.
yeah, I hope everything
Wow,
goes.
Penny, that was young. Hey, Glenn. Hey, Glenn. Saturday at the booth, we're having spring fling. I'm having everything at $1 on my tables.
That's the easiest. You don't have to figure out prices. I hope you
I
sell.
know.
I hope you're
Yeah. I mean, if they buy a set of glasses and there's six, then the glasses would be $6. But I'll still be making a little bit on them.
you're Robin.
Not a lot, but
It's horrible. I'm and I feel something wrapping around the bottom of my foot, going around the heel, and coming up like in the back of the arch on that same side. And I'm thinking it's the end of the sciatic nerve, maybe. But it's I'm always like I feel sore and stiff on my neck, and my back, and my shoulders. But I just feel like I'm shutting down. I'm so sore. And I used to take a lot of um, anti-inflammatory, and then I can't anymore. And it kind of made a difference when you're in a flare. Kind of. I mean, I know it's not really good for your gut health, but I mean, it used to take the edge down. Like if I was at a kind of a 9 pain, it would bring it down to like a 7 or a 6, and it would be like more manageable.
mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Well,
What you 15 to
we're gonna be
get
praying for you, Jennifer.
yes, I hope it goes well.
Yeah, sciatic pain is bad.
I mean, I know like many, many years ago, I used to go to a physical therapist because I had like that burning numbness. How can you have burning and
Hmm.
numbness? But I had it on the front of my right leg, and she had said that like I definitely my sciatic was bad, and she did things, and at first I didn't notice any change, but after about a month, that numbness and the fire like started going away, and I actually said, "Wow, I do feel like, oh, I feel a little better." But like, first, I can understand why people go and say this is not, it's a bunch of hooey,
Right.
but it did work
Yeah.
eventually.
Does that help, Lisa? I think it's time to redo my gamma knife for my face.
I don't
I don't know if I want to go through that again.
no, I wonder what they could do for that pain because it makes me think that like I have cancer every day. I wake up and I say, what did they miss? Like, because that can't be a normal kind of way to live. It's got to be
Hmm.
growing inside of me, and
Right.
that's not healthy for my mental state either.
No,
And it's
it's
like
not.
why you get it checked out, but I
Yeah, because you start imagining so much worse than what it maybe actually is sometimes.
you're not kidding. But I mean, I know like when I go to the doctors, when you say why don't you go to the doctor, they just pass the buck because they say like, I go to, but I mean, I did make the appointments, and then they canceled on me because they said they didn't take
Hmm.
my insurance, and that's just depressing too. Because how could you finally you get the nerve up to go to these doctors, and then they say they can't, they won't take it. I don't know. It's sad.
I know. The money I had to pay at the dispensary. Oh my God. And I don't even like it. It gags me. It's disgusting.
I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think of ways to get you to like not mind it. Maybe you can have like a mint in your mouth or like minty gum in your mouth like when you do it, and it'll help like mask some of the
I don't
disgusting
know.
feeling. No, I mean,
Chargers, don't throw up.
I'm
Oh
just
my
saying
God.
try.
Okay, Glenn.
I feel like I kind of want to like take some pain medicine like that. So, like when you bring it up, I go, "Oh yeah, I have some. I could try it." Cuz like I feel like I
Right.
need it. When I do
Well, I
it, my
love
head
that.
gets cloudy. My head gets cloudy, and then I want to eat a lot. And
No,
it's
my
no
head didn't get cloudy. Nothing. It just, the first time I did it, the face pain got better. But like right now, I feel like
my pain.
I
I
have
have pain.
every tooth in my head hurting.
This whole right side of my
And so the guy I went to see, he asked about it and he goes, okay, yeah, that's definitely that. And then he stuck my face and then he stuck the other side. I said, I can feel it, but it's not as sharp as it is on this side. And he goes, oh, yeah. So he acknowledges, yes, that is what you have. And yes, but so it makes you feel like you're not crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I know
okay.
I'm not. I mean, I've had 3 brain surgeries and 2 gamma knives for it. But
You're very brave.
I
I
just,
mean, I'm
now that
what
it's back, I
what
told Gary I
happens
can't do this no more.
now. I'm having a question about nerve blocks because like if I have this pain that is constantly happening, can they block that nerve somehow? I mean, because I would do it almost. I'm at that point where I can't live like this. Like, I mean, it's interfering with my clearing out my house like a move, and I'm feeling very depressed about it. But it's like I sit around and do nothing, and I feel shitty. I feel like so bad about not helping my husband. He's just gonna throw everything in the garbage.
I know. I think that's what
Oh,
my husband will do too if he gets to it. It's okay. I'm going to close my eyes, and then when I can't find it later, I'm going to say, hmm, I don't know. Hopefully, somebody will take it out the garbage before the garbage man comes.
yeah, people don't know. Like, they look at you and they say, like, you look like a fine specimen of a human being. You can speak, you're articulate. Why aren't you working full time? And why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? And I'm like, You don't know what's going on at night.
because disabilities are invisible sometimes. And then it becomes more invisible when you don't see what's going on with that person. Like I can come up here and nobody would know I'm in pain, but on the inside I'm screaming. Like, I mean my face hurts and I could scream right now, but I'm not. And I'll get up and go do what I have to do, you know. Oh no.
That's sad. I feel like
Oh,
trying
Glenn, I'm
to.
so sorry. I'm sorry, Susie. It's gonna be all right, honey.
I know it will.
Yeah, you get used to it. It's sad that people have to live that way, you
And then
know.
someone said to me the other day, I got so insulted. They said, "I guess you have a lower pain tolerance than me." And I'm like thinking, how do you know how I measure up to anybody? Like I wouldn't wish.
Right.
I mean, maybe I don't have pain tolerance anymore. And
Well,
sometimes,
no, I think you have a very high pain tolerance because your pain tolerance is probably your pain is probably so much more that you can even do what you do.
yeah, I mean, like
So
I
people
can't
like
even
that you just have to ignore, Susie.
I can't pick up after my dogs or myself. Thank you.
Right, right, Lisa.
It is. It is. Yes, Lisa.
Oh,
It's
you're
a
gonna make me cry, Susie. Stop it.
can't help it. Sometimes it comes out.
I know. Let it out, boo.
Ugh, this morning I couldn't find my iPad, and I know we go online with the I go online with the iPad, and I'm like, it. I tried to say, I know I turned the sound off. This is so silly. So then I'm trying to call it, but I can't hear the response because the sound was off. And I'm like, I didn't go anywhere. I went to the bath. I'm trying to trace my steps. I went to the kitchen and made coffee. I went to the bathroom and I went to the living room and I sat on a chair. And I'm like, so where could it go? And apparently, I went back to bed for a minute to say hi to my dogs, and I left it on the side of the bed. But yeah, I totally because Tony was sleeping. I didn't think I went back into bed. Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
And I think that's the problem. We have high. You have to have high pain tolerance because you
right.
can't.
Because I can't
You
take the
wouldn't
meds
survive at
to
all if you did.
control it. And then,
Yeah.
I mean, like, I can't be, I mean, I know, like, I feel bad. Somebody said that there was some YouTuber whose son passed away. And at the very end, because he wasn't designated, what do they call it? Hospice, they very, very much so limited his pain meds. And you know, she said he grew kind of like addicted to them. And then some people were trying to comfort her and say, well, it's not really addicted because he needed it. It was like a tolerance. And they shouldn't have been so stingy because he was, had a stage 4. And
Ex-
anyway, and so she got all upset that people said, I know he wasn't an addict, but he was dependent. And I'm like, I don't really think people were being mean spirited to her. I think they were. Yeah, that was the thing. Okay, now I'm changing strings. I just felt like she got a little tender. When you see things written in the chat, you don't hear intonations, and you don't always know if people are being sarcastic or just even trying to be comforting sometimes. So
mm-hmm.
it's just hard to read it all the time. If you think like, why did they sound snippy? And maybe they weren't snippy at all, and you were just reading it wrong. Yeah, that pain rating is so insane because
Yeah.
I used to always say, "Oh, it's an 11," and they're like, "Well, that's not the scale." I go, "Well, okay, it goes from being a 6 to like so bad that I'm screaming out loud to like dead people to help me, like Mama, kind of shit." And yeah, Wendy, that happens to me. That happened to me where for some reason turned my Mac off and it said, "What's your username?" And I don't even remember what I put as my username. And I said, I called them up and I said, "Can I just not use it now? Should I just throw it in the trash? Because, like, how can I even get on?" Yeah, your body does. I I know that there's times now. I mean, I could take Tylenol and I could take the medical, or it's not medical, it's legal, but they have like the vape pens, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put the screen back on. I feel like okay, but
Vape pen is so
I mean,
disgusting.
I know, like sometimes I take it and I feel like when I'm really in a lot of pain, like I could use one of those the little teeny cart. I could use it up in like 3 or 4 days, and I'm like, what
Yeah.
happened?
Wait, the guy tells me they have 200 vapes on the pen, and Garrett goes, "Well, don't use it too often." Like, okay, honey.
All right, so this is it. So the first time you take one little puff, and then you wait. Like they say, don't blow through it. Like meaning, if you could be controlled on one or two, don't take three because it's just a waste, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then you wait around like 15 minutes to 20 minutes to see if it really did affect you. But sometimes I feel like I don't have time to sit and wait. So it's like I take three hits like right away. And I'm
Right.
like, what
Well,
did I
the
just
first
do?
day I took it, my pain went away. The whole day it was gone.
That
And then they gave me one for nighttime to help me sleep. So I did that. Yesterday, I needed it 3 times. It was so bad. And it still didn't help until I took the nighttime one. And then finally I fell asleep. But I don't know. And it's windy today and it's cool. So that makes it worse. I don't know.
well, the second thing that was going on, like I have to I have to decide 100% we don't want that house, which I don't think we do now because we were thinking about it. I mean, my husband was
Well, you have
planning.
second thoughts. Yeah.
I'm having a lot of second thoughts because I feel like he was planning on like we're gonna have to cut down trees, we're gonna have to excavate, we're gonna have to build a garage, and I'm like, well, how much money are we gonna sink into this house that's a deal? Because we love the house. I'm like, I don't feel very comfortable. I know back in the day, my ex was a construction worker, and he said, "Do you know that it costs 3,500 just to ship the machine to the job site?" And I'm like, "Wow!" And I'm like, so when I started feeling like, how much is this going to cost? Because like you can rent a backhoe or whatever, but to get it to where you are could be, I don't know, they have you by the short hair, so it could be $300 to $1,000 or maybe 3,500. Like, I don't know that. Anyway, so the first the first thing was I couldn't find my iPad, and the second thing was I called for the accountant appointment, and they said they had no more accountant appointments, and you had to do a drop-in center and just hope you could get drop off your stuff. But like, and then it got better. I couldn't find my taxes from last year, and then I started crying because everything was all over the place, and then I called back and Tony just said call them and ask for a copy of last year's taxes so that you could go to like H&R Block or something. And so when I called back, I got a different human being and I explained I need a copy of the taxes. I know you have no appointments, but like we need them to try to find somebody else. And she said, "Wait, you've been here?" I go, "Yeah, of course I've been there. That's why I'm asking for the copies." And she says, "We had 3 cancellations," and I'm like, "There you go."
It's just you got to get the right person on the phone.
Right. So that was the first relief. Yeah, and we're okay. I don't know. Like the realtor said, he goes like, "I'm $1,000 in gas, like showing you places already." And I'm like, I don't know when he's gonna like say he doesn't want to deal with us anymore. I feel terrible. I feel like we're a bunch of people
Wait,
who are
what he
just like
told you?
he said, he goes, "Oh, I'm not quitting you." He goes, "I'm like $1,000 of gas into trying to sell you this your house." Because
Wow.
after the first deal like didn't go through, I started saying, well, maybe we could live in this part, which is supposed to be a cute town, or this part that, and so I've been sending him all around the state, and every time it's like, yeah, I don't think it's gonna work. We want to find the house. He goes, look, I want you to find your dream house. I know you can find it. And I know it's true. I don't mean like I know it's not going to be 100%, but I want it to be because like it'll never be 100% because you don't know how your neighbors are going to be or if you're going to find like driving around the area good or you know.
Who?
Did you mean OJ? She wrote ON.
Oh, I don't know. You can't go by the Facebook things because every day they put somebody that died that didn't die. And I try to block those, and it still comes up.
Oh, so what do we think in the crowd? Did he do it or not? I think he did it. But that's me.
Huh?
Do you think he did it? The if it doesn't fit, you must acquit, like stuff. When
Oh, it was on TV. My sister said it was on TV. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
when he
That's a hard one.
when he tried on those gloves with the latex gloves, like with the gloves under, I said, well, let me try that. So I got out my gloves and I put on my gloves I wear every day over it. I go, I can't get them on my hand. I go, didn't anybody try that and say like that's just foolish? You don't think he
Right.
killed
I'll
her?
send mine over, Penny.
So Debbie thinks that
Jennifer said yes, he did it.
I
I
think
don't
he did
know. I'm kind of on the
because I
fence.
think he had roid rage, and I don't think that he probably. I don't think that on a normal day he would kill people, but I think that people who get mad enough can be driven. There was a guy on TV, and he was a murderer, and he was in jail, and he said, "You are just one bad mood away from perhaps making the biggest mistake of your life." And he goes, I think anybody could be capable in the right circumstances.
Uh
And he
huh.
goes, so don't kid yourself thinking you're never going to ever be like that.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, it's possible.
I
It's
guess only.
possible. I mean, I just don't think that, I don't think people should be convicted on circumstantial, but didn't they have a footprint in the glove and stuff? I don't know. And threats. Eh. And he was also on roids. And
And
people
some of
know.
those so-called crazy friends he had.
Well,
Right.
drugs can they, she thinks he didn't do it. It's okay. It's a controversial thing. I'm kind of on Jennifer's camp, but
I
he
don't
got
know. I'm in between.
well. He did get convicted of the civil cases. I mean, they feel like that was proven. I think the prosecution dropped the ball on that one. You always think that that was what they did on there.
Very possible. Yep.
Well,
Some
yeah,
crazy
I
shit.
still I still felt bad for that family, no matter what. And
Yeah.
so I had a friend who was very adamant thinking that Michael Jackson was not a weirdo, like they said he was. And I go, I think I think that there was just too many very strange circumstances for me to think that he was completely innocent. I mean, I don't know what the extent was, but you don't, as an adult man, invite little boys over for sleepovers. That's just insane. I mean, you're just very creepy. Super, super, be I look. I mean, I'm admitting it. I was a victim of being molested by a caretaker when I was 5 years old, and maybe up to six. It happened several times. But people groom you. They they test the water. Like they start, they make a situation where you're alone with them. They they see how far they can get, like how much they can kind of get away with. And my mother was oblivious to this whole thing. I mean, like she had no idea. And at one point, I know like what would happen was my friend, it was my best friend's father, and he was unemployed apparently or working weird hours where he was home during the day during the week. And his wife would say, "Oh, so you're here? I'm going to go do the shopping now." And I remember, my mom was out doing her shopping, and I just said, "Go." And she's like, "What do you mean?" I go, "Don't leave me here." And she's like, "Well, you can't go home now." I go, "No, then you stay." And she's like, and I think I just flipped out. And instead of, when she figured out what was going on, because he did it not only with me, but he did it with somebody else, she didn't say to her husband, "Take a hike." She said, "Let's move to a different neighborhood," is what happened.
Wow.
So I don't know. I think Michael Jackson was guilty of it.
Weirdo P. Diddy allowed women and sex to be trafficked. That's
Well,
crazy.
there's a lot of weird stuff that people say people do, and like I can't believe it. I just don't believe like a lot of these things go on. But when people have power and they're a little kinky, they can let their freak flag fly, so to speak. And a lot of it they could get away with. But I'm a firm believer in that situation. It should be, adults and two adults that agree to do whatever they want to do. I don't care what they do then. But if you start taking advantage. Oh, you mean what P. Diddy's doing? He seems very unstable. But I don't know anything about him. My friend was telling me stuff. You're watching murder things? All right,
Oh,
did I
Chris.
really dragged the whole conversation down. I'm so sorry. But anyway, all I'm saying is if I found out my husband was some kind of weirdo, like, yeah, I wouldn't just move to a new neighborhood. Anyway, what's going on? What are you doing, John?
Oh, Glenn, you still here? Nice.
What's going on? I want to
He
change
got
the
us.
subject.
I'm sorry. He got a little space in a thrift store to
Okay.
put some of his stuff. That's
Let-
nice.
Let's talk about nice things and not these unnice things.
It
But
looks good. I wish I had your life, Precious.
I think
Not
dogs
really.
that are loved are very lucky. Yeah, isn't it? I think that's what I ended up doing. I think I went to go hug my dog. And that's why I lost my iPad. Because the dog was laying there, like where I usually lay. And I just like gave her a hug. She let me hug. All right.
So, how long have you been there, Glenn?
He's cute.
I know she does look like a grandma. She's my little Ewok. She's got Pomeranian ears, but they on the side of her head like a Bichon.
So Penny's saying she needs oars. Did you see that?
She needs what?
She said there's so much
Yeah, I
rain.
know. I told her I'd send mine over.
Oh, got it.
Penny, where are you? Because I need an address, to like what state are you in? I'll send my ARC over.
I hate the rain. I hate the rain living here.
I know, my poor
I
little.
cannot stand it. I apparently said something silly. Oh, you're in Maine.
Oh, she's in Maine.
I love Maine. Every time I went to Maine, I always felt so relaxed and happy. I just love that rocky shoreline. I know a lot of people live inland in the woods. That's nice too. But if I could be kind of near the shore and be able to like walk around the shore. Like when I get free time, that'd be so nice. And the smell of the sea air and lobster boats, so nice.
Oh no, huh?
I even
Seems
looked
like
into it
a place.
instead of moving here. And everybody said, "Are you crazy? Do you know what kind of winters they get?" And I thought, yeah, but the spring, fall, and summer are so nice. You're way
She says
inland.
she's way inland
Mm. I mean,
where she grew up.
I've been inland, driving
Bella,
from
do not
Maine.
bother me.
Did you ever
Do
hear
you
the
understand?
Kankakee Pass? It goes to New Hampshire, I believe. Hey, Jane,
Hey, Jane.
how you doing?
I've never been to Maine either.
That the lobster. If oh man, I think. Well, I went on one trip with a friend, and we ate lobster. I think we ate lobster like 3 times a day. It was so good. Oh, so around here, I don't know what happened to the price of lobster. They must have stopped finding it or something because lobster, like a lobster sandwich, is at least $30 around here.
Hey, my baby.
It's insane the price.
Wait. Come on.
It's a month today. We were thinking about you every day.
Oh,
I
I'm
think
so
about
sorry,
you all
Jane.
the time. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's tough. I had a
What do you
meltdown
smell?
on today. Look at the hair. She looks like she has a wig.
Oh,
Social.
yes, Robin.
I love that.
She's due for a haircut, and she's got big old eye boogers. I need to go clean out eye boogers.
Oh, she likes the moose and the deer to eat, or do people eat moose? I've never heard of that. I know,
Eat
like,
what?
no, she says I don't eat shellfish, but I like moose and deer. I've never had moose. I've had deer.
My husband had bear. Somebody brought him. Oh my God, I would die if I was allergic to shellfish.
I was getting red from eating. Oh, okay, you can eat moose. I know that my dogs have chewed on moose antlers and they liked it a lot, but they're expensive too.
What are you sauteing in butter and pepper, Robin?
I think
Don't
she
tell me
wants.
that's soft shell crab, because girl, you
I
got
think
to
she's the.
try that.
She would try anything. I've tried so many weird things. Like I've tried rattlesnake, and when people say, "What did it taste like?" I go, "It was so spicy. I couldn't really tell what it tastes." If you put enough hot peppers on something, you don't taste
Oh,
it.
right. I've had alligator. I've had bison actually at what's those big sports stores?
Well,
Um,
they sell buffalo burgers here a lot, and there's a buffalo
yeah.
farm here. So anybody who's vegetarian, I apologize, but it was pretty good.
What? Well, you know, Robin, you can put any kind of batter you want on it, honey. Oh, that's the best part too. Fried
So
soft shell.
Jennifer said she's losing weight,
No,
and
not walk-ons. What's the big store in Gonzales by the opposite
it is
the
very big.
mall, Glenn?
You've had the bull.
What's the big sports store? Shoot.
Okay, so now the question was to little Debbie after she admitted to eating the Rocky Mountain oysters or whatever they're called. Were they
Yes.
chewy?
They have that little like deli upstairs where you can buy the different meats. Like they have
Oh,
sandwiches and stuff. Cabela's. Yes,
for
Cabela's.
for a while they were selling ostrich meat in the store near where I live, but I never bought it. But I buy other weird things, and people would think I'm insane, but they don't sell it too much anymore. But
Robin.
welcome to Mississippi.
She said they were selling buffalo meat here. Turns out it was carp fish.
But it looks like ground beef.
How
It
could
like
that
they're
how could
plain ground
one
beef
be?
more than anything.
Wow. What else? My
Cardfish. I can't
baby.
imagine it would taste similar. bottom feeders.
Sure. No, they didn't sell meat. They have like a little place where you can get burgers upstairs. And I know you're gonna stop. Thank you. Until I turn my head. And like you can buy burgers and stuff, and they have bison burgers. So I had one of those.
I've had bison burgers at. I've had it at that actual farm. They had
Uh-huh.
they have a day where they invite people to the farm, and they have like
Go lay down.
tractor pulls. I'm not tractor pulls, but they like take people through the farm on a tractor
Mm-hmm.
truck, a truck being pulled by a tractor, and they have like various vendors, and it's like a Wild West kind of thing. It's fun, but they sell.
Right.
Sadly, they sell burgers, and I was eating one, and then there's an area where they have young buffalo, and you could go pretty close to them and look at them. And then I was thinking, I'm like, I just ate your mother, Sam.
Wait, look. Sean just walked by the door. Here comes Bella. You scared of Sean, baby. He knows. It's funny how they can make them just do whatever they want.
I like calamari, especially fried, of course. I've had it other ways, but fried's the best way. Anything fried, pretty much, is going to be my preferred way.
Yes.
Battered and fried. Someone said,
Definitely.
I love fried food so much, you could fry like my boot. I'd probably eat it.
Yes.
Like, I don't know if I'd eat my boot, but
What the hell?
I like pickled cow's tongue, and a lot of people go,
oh, my dad used to eat that.
So good. I guess it's because like it's what you got brought up on. Like if you got brought up on, like if you were force-fed liver, you never want to eat it again. But if you had it occasionally and it was fried and it had like onions, maybe you would think it was fantastic. I don't know.
Well, I like liver.
I know.
I love fried chicken livers.
My mother was not a good cook. She cooked to feed people, but she had no like, I don't know, she didn't have a palate to figure out what things would need to taste good. Like she would take ground turkey meat, put it in a patty, throw it on a frying pan, and then dump a can of zucchini with tomato sauce on it. And that was like one of her best dishes. And I thought, it's like kind of sad. Like,
right. My mom, she was a good cook. She still is. She made homemade soup yesterday.
My mom would make an okay sandwich. That was her favorite night, having like
just stop licking.
My mother, my best friend's mom was an excellent cook, and she taught me how to make things. And I was just so enamored by everything she made that she was almost looking at me like, "Don't they feed you at home?" And I'm thinking, "Don't taste good, but they do."
But that's funny.
Man, my mom, she would take a chicken cutlet and she would put it in the oven until it like was hard. And then I don't know, maybe she had no salt and pepper on it. It was just like sometimes she'd put garlic powder and then she'd choke it down with ketchup. And I thought like it was just like run if you can. It's not good. Horrible.
Oh no, Jennifer.
What? No.
So her boyfriend came in and said her car is done. She can't drive it anymore.
Oh, I thought you meant like it was done and fixed, but the last part.
Sorry, Jennifer.
I'm sorry. That's what we really do.
My mom made a homemade vegetable soup yesterday, but I couldn't, unless I swam there, I couldn't get there. So I'm going to go get some today.
Sounds
Donna,
good.
if you're still here, Mama cooked soup.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jennifer.
I know. That is like a horrible feeling.
I don't even like feeling blocked in on the driveway. So,
I know, right? Lisa said her mom was a horrible cook. Hey, Liv, how are
so that's, I
you?
guess some people have like that thing. Now, my grandma never used her oven once in her whole entire life.
Wow.
And are you wowing it that my grandma didn't use her oven once? Or are you,
Yes.
well,
No, yes. That's
it
what I'm
was like
wowing about.
factory brand new when she passed away.
I
There was
can't
like,
imagine nobody
there was
not
not
using
even a
their own.
speckle of, it was, maybe there was dust in there, but it was no like cooking remnants.
It wasn't
And
cooking dust.
no, she made everything on the stove top. Like, but she did make an excellent chicken soup. I have to give her that. That was good. Why didn't she use it? Because she didn't know how to light it, and you needed to match. she just. My mother was also a very simple eater, like my grandmother. She would eat like, I think she would eat like cottage cheese and peaches, or like have toast and a piece of American cheese on it, and like cheese like the cellophane cheese. I come from a long line of people who had no idea what food should taste like. I think so. It was pretty sad. But
My
she did make
grandmother.
chicken soup, and she made carrots really nice on the stove top
Oh, okay.
with
My
honey.
grandmother made the best white beans. Oh my God. They were so creamy. It was like eating ice cream. They were so good. And
Ah,
she took her recipe to the grave, and my daddy took his recipe. Every weekend, my dad would cook either beans or spaghetti. And my kids won't eat spaghetti till today. Sorry, mom. I'm like, you know what? Kiss my butt. You don't have to eat my
you
spaghetti.
know how my mom made
That's the
beans.
person I got to.
I'll tell you how my mom made beans. She took a can opener and she opened a can of beans, and then
Oh no,
she might have
my
heated
they
it
would
up.
cook like
That
the the fresh beans and soak them and you know. But you eat my spaghetti, huh, Bubba? Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I remember going to my grandma's house and she would get me cottage cheese with
I,
peaches.
look, I said something about chicken spaghetti, and John goes, "Well, I don't eat spaghetti because you know Pop." And I said, "Pop never cooked chicken spaghetti." Oh well, Mom, you know how it is. No, I don't. Tell me.
No, she doesn't know
He
how it
probably
is.
never cooked chicken spaghetti. I said enough is enough already. I just had enough. I don't soak my beans. I cook them for a long time. I make sure they're fresh when I buy them. Like I don't buy like these old kind of beans that've been sitting in the store forever.
How do you know if a bean is
Uh,
fresh? That's what I want to know. I think that that's half the reason why everything my mom made, like she would probably have it like in a can in the cupboard for like 3 years before she
chicken
opened.
spaghetti is spaghetti with. I make it with chicken wings,
Oh, so is it like
and
chicken cacciatore? Cacciatore?
no, it's like a spaghetti.
Well, I mean, they serve that over pasta, but it's like tomato sauce and
Yeah,
chicken.
it's tomato
Okay.
sauce, and instead of meatballs, I use chicken wings because you got to
Okay.
use the wings because they're more bony and they give more flavor. And oh my god, it's so good! It's my favorite. But my husband will eat it, but it's not his favorite, so I don't cook it very often. So,
You got
you
to
know,
soak the farts. That's
you got to soak the farts out. But yeah, my dad, he had, like, I think I've told y'all before, every weekend he'd cook beans and he'd send me 2 pounds or a pound and my sister a pound or two. And so when he passed away, he had cooked beans that weekend. So we served his beans and jambalaya at his repast. His beans that he lied and left something out when he told us how to make them. I know he
I'm
lied.
surprised. I'm surprised with all the Southern cooks like posting recipes and cooking on the internet. I'm surprised you couldn't find what he left out. I mean,
Oh, I mean, it's just, I don't know. He sat there and he talked to him. He did. You know how people talk to their
I know
friend? He talked to his,
you
and he
told
put
me.
them on a low, low fire. And then, I know he did add like, he added like a tablespoon of roux to them to kind of thicken them. And he said, don't make it too thick. I said, okay, Dad, I'm not going to make it too thick. And he'd come in my house and he'd lower my fire. And I'm like, leave my fire alone. You cook like you like, I cook like I like. But I mean, I do cook long, you know, slow. But he would come and I'm like, go ahead, Dad, go ahead. Every day, every Saturday, he'd walk in laughing at his own joke. and go straight to my stove and lower my fire.
I don't eat
It was a hot
beans
mess.
anymore. They make me feel very sick. And
But yeah. But I do know he would put either pickled meat or he would put ham seasoning in his white beans. And then in his red beans, he would put either
what
ham seasoning or
what's
sausage.
a ham
What?
is it like a jarred what's a ham
I
seasoning?
think it's like the bone part. Like if you have a picnic ham, the bone and the meat with the skin part out of it, so it flavors your beans.
Or is it a smoked bone or just a fresh bone?
Yeah. Like if I buy, like, those fully cooked hams, I'll buy them and I'll, like, after we cut what we can cut off, I save the rest
Well,
and I
I
put it
consider
in.
that a smoked bone then. I've
But
bought
there is,
like
I leave some meat on it,
I buy
like
ham
it.
hock for soups and it's really good. And I if I can get the butcher to do something for me, I'll ask him to cut them in half so the marrow is exposed, and that's good.
Mhm.
But they often don't
Yeah. Well, I put
do
the bone
require.
in there until it seasons and the meat comes off, and then I'll take it out, and then I'll cut up some pieces of ham and put in there. But he usually liked pickle meat for his beans, his white
So I
beans.
I like in my soups. I'll sometimes use smoked turkey wings. That tastes
Hmm.
really good. If you do like a
Right. Now we use smoked turkey necks for our gumbo.
we don't have turkey necks here that are smoked, but that would be good.
Yeah. I can send you some whenever you want because they ship.
What do you mean they ship? They're that dried
They
out.
ship. Yeah, they ship on Dewey. They ship anything they make: hog heads, cheese, uh, smoked
Wait, but is
sausage.
I would think the hoghead cheese has to be refrigerated.
Everything's refrigerated, boo boo.
Oh, you mean you could ship it like with dry ice or
I
something?
guess they use dry ice, yeah,
Oh,
but they ship everything they make. It's called Jacob's.
okay.
Jacob's Smokehouse.
Well, we
They
like
were actually on what's his name? Guy Fieri's show.
oh, Guy Fieri was in this area too. He gets
Yeah,
around that.
yeah, he does get around, but I heard he's kind of nasty, like ugly nasty.
I don't know. He went to some place near here, and quite frankly, he said that the food was really good, and they're not. I don't know how he. It's not known for anything really. I just don't know how he found it. It ain't that good. I've been there. I'm just
Uh
don't
huh.
know.
Right, right, right. Yeah, we do have some special memories. It was fun.
Well,
Although my
my
sister tells me I gave her my cookie recipe and she told me I left something out. I promise I did not leave anything out.
I think sometimes people's ovens cook at different temperatures, and
They do. And I
that
have
can
a
make a
gas
difference.
oven. And if you have a electric oven and a gas oven, it works different.
I used to do all my cooking on gas, and now I'm cooking with electricity, and I got used to it, and I like it a lot. But
I like to see
people
my
that go
fire.
from gas to electric, they usually burn stuff a lot. I think
Yeah.
because
You
it
not
takes time to
hard to
heat it,
adjust.
but it holds the heat for a long time.
Right, right.
So you can't like really adjust.
Mm-hmm.
And I could always smell. Never mind. I could tell when he's cooking something at a high flame, too high, and I want to yell like leave it alone. And I'm like, "Meh," and then it's burnt. And
Right.
I told you,
That's
you don't want to
funny.
hear it. He's very independent,
I hear you.
but I know
Oh,
I can tell. I can smell the. I can smell the bottom of the pan getting hot. You can just smell it.
oh my.
I made something good the other day. I browned chicken skin side down in the cast iron. Took the chicken out, put some vegetables in the bottom of the pan, and then put the chicken back on, and then threw it in the oven. And that was good.
Mm,
Oh, it came out
sounds
good.
good. I love roasted vegetables.
Yeah, it was good
So
because they
good.
got they got flavor from the chicken. If you like chicken,
Hmm. Yeah,
it's good.
sounds good.
I actually have a piece left. I can eat it.
I'm kind of getting hungry. I had a glass of milk to take my meds this morning. I didn't eat anything, any breakfast.
I didn't eat anything either. Guess I was too worked up. I don't know what to do. I'm,
I know that feeling. I guess I'll have more clarity after the meeting at 1 as to what we have to do. That's what's got me because I don't know, you know, what to do.
I understand. It's really, yeah, I understand because it's hard. Well, that's why I was kind of crying because it was like the pain is getting in the way of me. Like even if I have the emotional, I don't emotionally want to do what I'm doing, but if I have like the energy in my head to do it, and then I start getting that crippling pain, it makes me want to cry every time I try to do it. So that's why I broke
Looking
down.
for,
Like, can't handle it. So
oh,
when someone
someone's
says
looking for his
get
package.
you
Did
could
you get
get
a
a nerve,
package?
I'd be like, give me one right now. I would take it. I think I don't, is it a shot? I would take a big shot right into that nerve if they do it. I don't know what they have to do.
Huh? I didn't
Can
hear
they
you.
block a sciatic
Oh,
nerve? I
that's
don't
the
know
shot.
if you
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look what just happened. My phone.
What happened?
Why did my phone?
I don't know.
I
Are
was
we still
listening
on?
to. It says we're live.
Yeah. It'll come probably
It just
later. Sean ordered
yes.
some
Hi,
special
Liv.
noodles
I need
from
to say hi, Liv.
Amazon. Huh?
Hi, Liv. Liv is here, and I don't know if I said hi. I'm sorry if I didn't say hi. That's all. She says she's getting hungry with all the food talk. I am getting hungry. It's
Yes, she
time.
said we are.
It's 11:30. All
Mm-hmm.
right. So you want to go and eat?
Yeah, I gotta go to my shop and try to invoice some people and get some stuff done. And maybe Garrett will just meet me there, and I can continue working instead of back and forth. We'll see.
Okay.
So, all
All
right,
right.
guys.
Have a good week,
Thank you
everybody. Hope you all
so
feel good.
much. Yes. Hope everybody feels better. And I will see you tomorrow with Teresa on the deals with Teresa. And
I really appreciate everybody for being nice to me. That's all. We'll see.
you're a sweetheart.
Thank
I
you.
wish I could hug you right now.
Oh, I wish I could
So,
hug you back.
all
Anyway,
right. Love
take
you.
care.
Bye, guys. See
Bye.
y'all later.